Are you someone who just finished learning Java and want to put your skill to the test? Or someone who just enjoys playing Minecraft and is looking into modding it? Well then, this series is for you. In this series, we'll be looking into adding new blocks, items, and much, much more. So with that said, let's dive right in. Now, in today's video, we'll be looking more onto the setup, on how to set up the project for modding, and we'll also be looking on some resources that can really, really help you in the long run. So let's start by things we actually need to download. Now, first of all, I'm going to go to Eclipse Adaptium right here. Now, all the links will be in the description down below. Go ahead and select your operating system over here. I'm using Windows, so that's what I'm going to select. This doesn't matter. If you have a Windows machine, then it's probably 64. If you have 32-bit machine, just select 86. You want the JDK and the 17. Even though 20 is the latest, 17 is what works. Go ahead and download the MSI or whatever it is for your operating system. Now go through the download process. It really isn't that hard. It's self-explanatory. And let's move on. So next up, you want to go into this website here, IntelliJ. Now this is going to be the IDE that we're going to be using. Feel free to use any IDE if you want, but I think IntelliJ is more suitable. So you want to scroll down and click download here. And there we go. Now next up, you want to download the template for like the mod. Go to this fabric example mod here. Again, link in the description. Go ahead and select the version you're modding for. So for me, I'm modding for 1.20. So that's what we're going to select. Click on code and click download zip. Should take a moment. There we go. Now downloading the JDK is actually pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, it's pretty easy. Just go through it. Now if there's any like message that tells you to like add home, to add like path to home or something along these lines, make sure to check it, okay? Because it's like important. You might want to add it to the path for it to work. The editor, it's pretty also self-explanatory. Go ahead and just install it like you normally would install any app, and yeah, we should be ready to go. Now you got the fabric example mod here. What you want to do is you want to open wherever you want to put it, like here, right click, click extract all, extract. Go ahead and move it up a folder. There you go. You close that. Should have, there you go, folder, the folder like fabric example mod, and all these files inside. Now I can go ahead and delete the zip file. Now I'm going to go ahead and rename it to whatever your mod name is. So to tutorial mod in my case. Sorry. There you go. Now if you go in, you want to go ahead and actually delete some files because they're optional. The readme, license, git ignore, and GitHub. You don't need those. You can go ahead and delete them. And there you go. So now we'll go ahead and copy the project file. You want to open IntelliJ. Now you should have a screen that looks something like this, but you won't have all these projects here. What matters is that you want to click on the open button. Go ahead and paste in your directory. There we go. Make sure it's this folder on top here, on top of all these files. Click on OK. It should load the project. Should open this terminal down here, and it should be building. You might see some errors. You might see build successful, or yeah, just some messages. Let it do its thing. Wait for it to finish, and then we can go back to actually, yeah, we can go back to fixing those errors. Now, as you can see, it says build successful for me. You might have some errors. No worries at all. Let's go ahead and fix those errors. First up, you want to go into File, click on Settings, go down to Build Execution Deployment, Build Tools, and go into the Gradle here. Go down to the Gradle JVM and make sure to change this to the Java_home 17. This Eclipse Temerian, don't know how to pronounce that. Anyways, version 17.0.7, or basically version 17, right? Go ahead and click OK. You want to also go into File, Project Structure, and in here you want to select the SDK to also be 17. There we go, the same thing. If you have the home, of course, like that, but the most important thing is that it's 17. Go ahead and click OK, and there should be like a little Gradle icon here. You want to click reload, or you can go into the Gradle tab, tasks, build, and go and double click on build, and it should go ahead and start building again, and you should get a build successful just exactly like it did a moment ago. Right, and there we go. We have build successful in 14 seconds. This might take a little longer depending on how fast your machine is, but yeah. Now what you want to also do is you want to go into the terminal here, and you want to type in /gradlu space gen sources with a capital S, exactly like this. You want to go ahead and hit enter, and there you go. As you can see, it's doing its thing. Now what this thing actually does is it does something like very useful. So it takes like the Minecraft code and it basically like puts it in this external libraries here, so you'll be able to scroll down and like actually see Minecraft's 1.20 code. As you can see, it's writing all the net Minecraft directories here. So net Minecraft, for example, text, network, everything like that. So with that said, this will be the first actually great resource that will help us, and you'll see over the time how this will actually really help us and impact how we do things. So let's say, for example, I want to copy something. You actually have like, for example, let's say you want to copy a slab. You have some sort of like reference that you can refer to if you want to go ahead and copy it. Right there you go. Should get the build successful right here. You can go ahead and close that now. And now let's actually get started with our mod. So go ahead and open this right here, open source, and you have two directories here. You have main and client. You have the Java here. We'll go into the main Java com example, and then the mixin, and you have the example mod class here. Let's go ahead and open the example mod class real quick, and we want to actually change some stuff. So first up, we want to go into up here, the package here. You want to hit Shift F6. You'll go ahead and rename all directories. You want to go ahead and rename this to net.yourname. So, for example, now in the modding community, of course, I go by the name of Modder0. Not the most creative thing, I know, but you probably have more creative names. So go ahead and write your name there, dot, and then your like mod ID. Now, the mod ID is essentially basically like, let's say your mod name is like vanilla plus. Okay, what you want to do is basically that, but with like underscores. Okay, so that's your mod ID. Now here we're not really going to be typing the mod ID really, so we're going to be typing it in camel case. So vanilla plus. Now camel case obviously is when you have the first letter of each word be a capital with no spaces. Go ahead and hit refactor. It should be doing its thing, and there you go. Now you have a new directory in the Java here called net modder0 your name here. I'm going to be calling it vanilla plus, and there you go. That's it. Now you're going to go ahead and click on the example mod here, of course. Again, do Shift F6. You can just go ahead and start typing now, and again, same thing. I'm going to do vanilla plus and hit enter. There you go. It should change the class name here to vanilla plus again. Now we can also go ahead and delete all these comments. You can go ahead and delete the what's inside the uninitialized method, and you probably want to go into the mixin here, rename everything. So again, example mixin, go ahead and Shift F6, vanilla plus, whoops, forgot the G there, and mixin. You can go ahead and delete this comment. You might see there's a Java folder here with everything in here in the client here. Now I recommend moving this client actually over to the main class here in the main, to vanilla plus here. Go ahead and click refactor and delete the whole client thing here, because you won't actually need the client. Like it's better to just have them all in one single area so that it's easier to reach in. So I'm going to go ahead and delete. Now again, this just comes down to preference. I would prefer them to keep them in one place here. You can go ahead and do the opposite if you want. You can keep it the same, but something that we will definitely have to do is rename this to vanilla plus client, and there we go. This implements client water initializer and everything like that. You can go ahead and delete the comment. And there you go. That's everything done with the classes. Now let's head into the resources folder and see what we can do. So we can go ahead and delete the mod ID here. Go ahead and delete that. We don't need it. Now you might notice like an icon.png thing there. That's just like for like other mods or things like that, but usually it doesn't really display, so you don't really need it. Now we're going to be changing some things in the fabric mod and the mod ID mixin. Now in the fabric mod here, you might see this icon like this right here. That's completely fine, leave it. That's because we did delete the icon. Now the ID is of course the mod ID that we have registered here. Now the mod ID, again, as I explained, is basically your like mod name but with underscores. Okay, so my mod name is Vanilla Plus, so I'm gonna type Vanilla Plus. There you go, that's it. If yeah, so if you have, for example, like two words, like for example, let's say your mod ID is like, I don't know, end or something, or like overworld overhaul. Okay, so you want to type overworld, for example, underscore overhaul. So it can all contain like like underscores, no special symbols, no spaces, no capital letters, just that. There you go. We can reference it back to Vanilla Plus. We can go into the fabric mod here, and again, Vanilla Plus. Now once you've done that, you want to go ahead and move on to the next one. Now version, you just want to keep it the same like this. Now for the name here, you want to actually put in your name just like you're actually typing. So like Vanilla Plus. Yeah, that's my mod name. But let's say, let's say you have like the previous example, overworld overhaul. You just try it out normally. This is your description here. So this is a tutorial mod, for example. Of course, you want to put in an actual description, not like this. But yeah, now the authors, of course, is you, but you probably more want to put your name in there instead of a me. Now right here, for example, if you like want to put a like your website in here or something, let's say you have a website and you want like to reference the mod to it or something, you can go ahead and put it in here. It's not really required, it's fine. Of course, here you can go ahead and put in your GitHub if you have one. I'm going to show you how to make one at the end of this video. You can make a GitHub repository so that you can actually like have people view the code and probably like see the issue for you or something like that. So yeah. Now the license, of course, I must set as MIT. Now the main, as you might have noticed, it automatically changed, but make sure that the main is referencing this file right here. So it's referencing net, your name, your mod ID, and your class right here, this class, and your client is referencing the second one. So net, mod 0, Vanilla Plus client. If you still kept that other client folder there, it would have automatically changed itself. If not, then just reference it there and you should be fine. Now for the mixins, you have this mixin here. This is the mixin that you want to change. Go ahead and shift F6, and of course go ahead and change the mod ID to your mod ID. So Vanilla Plus refactor. This should change the mixin file here as well. Now you might also try launching your game like after we've done the changes, but you might notice that like it has an error sometimes. Okay, it has an error that's like mod like unique name mixin mod conflicts with like another mod that's with the same name or something. If you get this error, just go ahead and change your mixin here, like for example Vanilla Plus dot mixins to like Vanilla Plus Ultimate or something to dot mixins. This way, like you have like two mods with the same name, sometimes with the same like mixin name, and so it like conflicts. It's just like a stupid error that happens for like no reason. And to go ahead and switch your mixins here, also go ahead and delete that like config and stuff that happened was like down there, the squiggly bracket and the config. The now this right here is all the like Minecraft settings and version settings. So you have the, for example, the fabric loader. This is the version, Minecraft version 1.20.1, Java 17, and Fabric API stuff, I guess. Yeah, you just want to go ahead and keep it as it is. Moving on to the mixin here, you have, as you can see, there's tons of errors. Now the package is referencing the net here, for example, net, you want to go ahead and reference your mixin folder. So net the modder 0 the vanilla plus dot mixin. This is where you want to reference, basically where your mixing class. Again, you have here net modder 0 vanilla plus mixin example mixin. You don't need all this. Okay, you just need the class name vanilla plus mixin. There you go. So yeah, this is where you want to set your package. So to this folder, and this is where you just want to type in your class name. And this should really be it. You can go ahead and close out of everything. You want to go ahead and open the build.gradle and the gradle.properties now, of course. Now in the gradle.properties, you have your fabric version here. It's automatically set. Now what we're going to be doing is, like, when we want to update, we want to be updating these values. So Minecraft version, let's say 1.20.2 drops out, we want to go ahead and change that to 1.20.2. we're going to go ahead and do net.modder 0, and instead of the mod ID here, of course, we're going to do vanilla plus. Now something I recommend you do here is you do a dash after the version, the mod version, and you go ahead and do 1.20.1, basically your like Minecraft version after your mod version. And I also recommend you go ahead and make this 0.0.1, so like the very first version of your mod. Next up, let's see the build.gradle file here. So let's see, everything is okay, dependencies all well, and I think, yeah, that's really it for the build.gradle. There's really nothing. There's nothing really, so we can go ahead and just close out of that. And yeah, our mod is actually ready to go. Test it out, go into Gradle here, go into Fabric, run client, double click on that, and Minecraft should be launching. Of course, you will have this error here caused by Mojang this whole thing. It's fine, it's completely fine. So yeah, there we go, Minecraft is launched. Of course, first thing you want to do is turn off the music, put that thing down a little bit, and there you go. So yeah, there you go. As you can see, we have Minecraft open. There we go, Minecraft 1.20. You can go ahead and create a new world. Go ahead and create your test world. You'll probably be on that for quite a while while your mod is done. And yeah, I guess now what's left? Well, let's actually talk about a few resources that will like really help you. So as you can see, number one, go ahead and type in this recipe generator here, this miso.github.io. Now this right here isn't only a recipe generator, it's a recipe generator, advancement generator, a loot table generator. It can generate all these stuff, and the reason is that you will need it because when we go into modding, you will notice that a very big part of it is actually has to do with like data packs and stuff, and you don't want to be writing all your JSON files manually. You have another tool, which is the Minecraft wiki, of course. This is basically your best friend. So like, let's say you want to have a block hardness, like for example, basically how hard a block is, the strength of a block, you have it there. A strength of a specific tool, you have it there. Let's say you want to know if like how much light a certain block emits, like a very specific fact, it's all there. So yeah, go ahead and keep that as a reference to you. Another reference could be a website with all the Minecraft IDs. I use this website here, minecraftitemIDs.com. Basically, it tells you all the IDs. For example, you have the legacy ID, the legacy item ID, and you have the numerical ID if you're developing a mod in a earlier version than like 1.12, and then you have your normal ID here. So let's say this is very helpful for like when you want to put it in your JSON files or something. So let's say like you want to put a stone block in your JSON file and you don't know what the ID is, you just go ahead and click copy and you just paste it. Now one last thing, if you want people to like help you in the project and you want it to like be visible to other people and things like that, then I recommend going to GitHub repository, since this will be really helpful in the long run. Plus you'll be able to have some people to like actually help you doing this. So what you want to do is you want to go into your GitHub account. So go to github.com, There you go, create an account, and now go into, first of all, go into this here, your repositories. There you go. Now what you want to do is you want to install Git for this one actually, because what we're going to do is we're going to go to VCS, and you want to click share project on GitHub. Go ahead and type in your repository name. So for example, I'm gonna name it tutorial mod here. Type in this right here. You have the description for just some normal stuff, and you want to have your account selected here. Now if it's not here, then you have like a button to like authorize and stuff like that. It will give you to a page. You can click authorize with IntelliJ, like GitHub and IntelliJ, and you should be done. Go ahead and select your account. Mine is MC1, and go ahead and click share. Invalid repository name should consist, yeah, okay, so this should be exactly like the tutorial mod. So for example, oh sorry, the mod ID. So for example, tutorial mod, again no capital letters, there you go, tutorial underscore mod. Go ahead and click share. There you go. And now keep in mind that of course it cannot be a like project that you've already shared, it cannot be the same name. You should have the screen up here. Everything just turned weird colors and oh no, what's happening? That's completely fine. Okay, just go ahead and keep that. You probably don't want that checked though. Yeah, just go ahead and uncheck the loom cache because it has all of these stuff, you don't need them. There you go. And yeah, I guess that's all. Go ahead and click add, and go ahead and log in. There you go. Do you want to add the following file to Git? Go ahead and click add. There you go, successfully shared project on GitHub. Now if you go ahead and open here and click reload, there you go, tutorial mod. Now you guys can actually hop on here, and there you go, you have the exact same files here. And yeah, so you can go into, if you want to see the code, you can go into source run, everything like that. You can go into here, and yeah, you have basically everything you need. One thing before I go, shift F6 in the package here just like before, and then go ahead and just switch the capital to like lowercase. Of course you can keep it the same, that's completely fine, but as a naming convention I'd like to do this since it's kind of easier to do. This is also a bit of a tutorial on how you can, like, for example, do a change to refactor. There you go. So this is basically some sort of tutorial on like how you can go ahead and push something to GitHub, because as you can see everything turns blue here. And let's say I create a new class, so let's say just I create a new class. It will give you this message, just click don't ask again, click add. This is basically a message that like confirms if you want to add it to your GitHub repository, just click add. And yeah, it will turn green as you can see. So you have these weird colors. What do you do with them? Well, this basically means that you've like modified the class. Blue means you've modified the class, green means that you've like added a new thing or added a new class. For example, this .getignore here has just been added, so yeah. What you want to do is you want to go into the commit tab here. You want to go ahead and check everything. Go ahead and add your message down there. So for example, changed, I don't know, package name. Probably misspelled package there. There you go. Change package name. Go ahead and click commit and push. There, it will tell you there's a warning or something. As long as there's no error, it's fine. Just go ahead and click commit anyway and push. Go ahead and click push. There you go. Set for default account so that we don't have to keep logging in. And there you go. Yeah, that's essentially it. Now if we go into our GitHub repository, we click reload. Wait a minute. Yeah, see, it's not found anymore because the name has been changed. There you go. There you go, changed package name, everything is successful. So yeah, this has been it for the setup. As you can see, pretty simple, nothing too complicated. And so yeah, next episode we're going to be looking into how to add a new block into the game. So stay tuned for that, because I am really excited for this, and I'm sure that you are too. Thanks everybody for watching. If you found this helpful, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial.